This is getting
Nobody
insanity.
wants
It's
to do
insanity. It's insanity at this point.
Why?
Because it's like, which one? Because you complement the other guy. If you look at them, like they're sort of not comparable. Like Brown's such a different player than what Irving is, and I sometimes view Brown as the one. That's the problem. I think you got two guys that are like nip and tuck right there together. Where Kyrie and you got Luka. There's separation there.
The part about Kyrie being the better offensive player 100 out of 100 times is how I think Bill Simmons said it. I agree with that. He is. He's the more
he can drive,
natural offensive player.
Shooter, dribble, dish, shoot.
Finishing at the rim.
All of those things are true about Kyrie Irving.
Right.
I don't even think that is like debatable. Now, if you want to debate their production in certain stretches, you're going to be able to find that in recent years, Jaylen Brown has been a more consistent player because Kyrie is all over the place. Because you never know which version of Kyrie you're going to get. Again, which phase of the moon are we in when it comes to Kyrie? And so, but if you're doing this in a vacuum, on their best day, when their minds are, or Kyrie's mind is right, and he's locked in, Kyrie's the better number two. But you don't know that you're going to get that night in and night out. You don't know what you're getting series to series, year to year, team to team. With Kyrie Irving, you just don't know. So if you're building out the team, well, Jaylen Brown in a lot of ways is a safer pick. But in terms of who's the more talented offensive player, that's Kyrie. That is undoubtedly Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, and that's why it's like they're not comparable. Like they're different players in that way. But like Brown has the ability, I think, to go off in a series, win, and get the Finals MVP, and stack that together. Then
So does Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
I mean, if that's the bar, I mean, Kyrie's certainly capable of that. It's tough. Kyrie better complements his superstar than Brown complements his.
Yeah, it seems Brown and Tatum play apart. That's why I feel that way.
For this series, I don't know if either team would make that trade. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I don't think the Celtics would trade Jaylen for Kyrie, and I don't think, honestly, that Dallas would trade Kyrie for Jaylen Brown for this series.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
For their teams, even
Yes.
if it's not the series. Would those two teams, in a vacuum, no drama, no nonsense, swap the players? I don't know that they would. You're right. That's an interesting way to put it. But in theory, you could say the best player on the floor is going to be Luka, and the second best guy and the best number two is Kyrie. How do the Mavericks not win if it's all about the best players? How do they not win the series? And I think it comes down to because it's close. And the supporting cast for Tatum and Brown is much better. And it makes their lives easier. And it allows them to perform better and outperform the other duo. That's how this goes down.
Yeah. I mean, like you can have the debate about the two stars on each team, and then when you go to the rest of the roster, I mean, the rest of the starting five for the Celtics is way more talented. Right?
Yes.
I mean, as much as you say they're a 5 seed, how did the 5 seed get to the finals? They have two superstars. They got here because they have two bona fide superstars. And they're both, for the most part, playing well. Again, Luka defensively leaves a lot to be desired, but that's why they're here. Justin in South Carolina wanted to touch on this. Hi, Justin.
Yeah, hey, guys, I'm taking the call. So, I love this topic because, Kyrie clearly is the better offensive player. And to your point, Mark, like, on their best day, he's gonna put up, point assists. He's gonna be better than Jaylen Brown. However, how much better if they're each on their best day? And then when you take how much better Jaylen Brown is on the defensive side and what he brings to that part of his game, I almost feel like these two are a wash, and at the end of the day, it's really going to be about, Luka and Tatum and who wins the series. But I think they're going to even each other out with all their different skill sets.
That makes this series even more fun if you assume that those two guys negate each other and it really is just about Tatum and Luka. And you have a Tatum and Luka battle over the course of 5 or 6 games.
That'd be great.
That would be wonderful. For this series, for the conversation about it, for the entertainment value of it, all of it. have a hard time believing it's just going to be about those two guys, though. Now, they will factor in a big way in terms of who wins night to night.
And it almost can't for the Celtics because of, like, that's what they are. They play together. They're not like one guy just go off in a series. They don't do that. You look at the teams that have won it before, like Giannis, those guys go off. Steph Curry, like they go off every game. I don't anticipate anybody going off every game for Boston. For them to win and have the formula to win, they play together. And the numbers will be less. And Luka might have 40, 45. But I don't see Boston doing that.
If they don't win this series, though, one of the two of the stars on the Celtics did not perform the way that you were expecting them to perform.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, like we can talk about
That's
the
where the
supporting
pressure
cast
is.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
This is where the deck's stacked. This is where the pressure is.
The person to blame will be one of those two guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it's Brown, people won't do it because he seems immune to the criticism. No one ever gets on Brown. Everybody gets on Tatum. When does Brown ever get heavily criticized for the way he plays? I mean, it happens every now and again.
The Miami series
The
last year
handle
for not
on the
dribbling,
basketball for not being able to dribble. I mean, but you can count on one hand the occasions. With Tatum, it's dozens of times. People are always willing to tell you about why they don't like Tatum. Why he's soft.
Prove them wrong.
Do enough.
Prove them wrong. Here's your
Not
spot.
a
Here's your
top
spot,
five
kid.
player.
Don't lose. Don't lose.
And even if he wins, be prepared for the goalposts to start shifting and moving in the wind. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.